Last week's budget didn't exactly leave hospitality operators jumping for joy. In fact, 10,000 more pubs are now expected to close by the end of the year, thanks to an increase in alcohol duty. We spoke to a number of hospitality operators to find out exactly what the budget means for them and their business.
I'm concerned about the cuts and the budget, basically because I'm worried that more and more British people will have less and less to spend. In Brighton, our hotel is predominantly used by British people, and if they don't have that extra £100 that they had last year, the chances are they won't stay with us this summer, and that's a concern. And I think it's a concern for all businesses involved in hospitality in a place like Brighton. In London, where we attract more foreign customers, I think it's more positive because the airline passenger duty, the foreign investment, encouragement, etc., it might help. But I think there's so much squeezing, there's going to be very little fun for people to be had because they just won't have the money to do it. And I think, particularly with food costs and everything else, it's just become a very expensive place. So yeah, it's a two-way thing, and I think it's concerning, and there's little bits of positivity.
What main measure would you have liked to have seen within the budget that would help you operate a better business?
Like the rest of Europe, is lower VAT on service-led businesses. I think it's in Germany, it's 6% VAT on hotel rooms or that would make a huge difference. I think it would allow UK businesses, hopefully really good ones in that industry, to reinvest in the business rather than be very squeezed. I think it would allow for more, probably even a higher wage within that industry, because I think it will allow more cash to be flowing around. And I think it would be very positive. I don't think that will happen. A year ago they were thinking about doing a bed tax, so I think that would have been really great. And I think that would have been the main thing, really, to really actually recognise the hospitality industry more than it is actually at the moment.
Well, the obvious thing about the budget that will affect our business is we'll have to put prices up at a time we've just finished putting prices up, after the VAT rise. And as we know, suppliers' prices are also increasing. So, unlike most businesses where the idea seems to be to try to help them, with the licensed trade it seems that they want to hurt us, and it just makes it very difficult to make money. What I would have liked to have seen from the budget was help for the industry as a whole. We see every week 35 to 50 pubs closing down. The reason for that, in my view, is that pricing on alcohol is uncompetitive with supermarkets and over-regulation. Instead, we see yet another increase in the industry's costs. It won't affect the supermarkets. They'll continue to use alcohol as, a price promotion tool, selling it at below cost. I don't think the government is serious about introducing minimum pricing for the industry, which is what it needs. And so we're just going to see even more pubs closing at an even faster rate. Obviously, that particularly affects pubs in poorer areas where, we're starting to see a postcode lottery. If you live in a super poor area or even a medium poor area, you're not going to have a pub. In fact, you may already not have one within even a short drive, let alone a walk. For us, we are obviously in affluent areas which can support pubs, in fact where pubs can thrive, but it's a highly competitive market and margins are tight, and anything that comes along that makes our margins tighter is incredibly unwelcome.
The main measure that the government, George Osborne, could have done to help me is ease up on VAT. I feel that is the biggest tax. We pay more VAT than we do anything else. I mean, corporation tax at the end of the year, my own personal tax at the end of each year is one thing, but VAT is just relentless. And we will have to increase our prices. There is no two ways about it. I mean, particularly on our wines and on our beers and our spirits and our drinks, we are going to have to put the price up. Otherwise, we're here. It's a very passionate job, restauranting. It's a very long hours, very hard. I mean, it's not. Obviously, we're not all here just to make loads of cash. It's a lifestyle job in many ways, but it would be nice to make a decent living. You work really hard, and I've got a small family and struggle with two businesses. It's going fine, it's going okay, but it has definitely gone better in years gone by, and that's not through lack of effort, if you like. In fact, last year we turned over 20% more customers than any other year in 10 years of trading. We had one of our busiest years, but our actual spend per head, or our actual overall take, was down 15% on our best year. So the people are there and people want to come out and they want to eat, but they haven't got the money. I mean, no one's got as much money in their pocket as they did have, so you just have to work harder for less. You know, we do all kinds of promotions, £10 2-course lunch menus and early evening menus, and everyone's out for the bargain, everyone's looking for the discount. So I don't know, it just remains hard. I don't know, I can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel at the moment. Hopefully it will come, and we'll all start to feel a bit more prosperous, and we'll all start to go out a bit more and eat in your local restaurant, which is what you should be doing, and avoid cooking at all costs. Leave it to the chefs.